It's Wednesday! Time for another Action Figure Adventures video here on SEO Toy Review. Today, Baby Skeletor and I are taking a look at a GIJoe 50th Anniversary 3-pack, Vanishing Act. Comes with Hit and Run, Torpedo, and Zartan. I've always been a big fan of Zartan, and this figure looks really good. I like how it comes with a couple swappable heads like his masks for disguising himself, and it looks like the other guys come with some pretty good gear as well. Let's get ready to take a closer look. Here's a closer look at the Vanishing Act set still in the package. Hit and Run, Torpedo, and Zartan. Back of the package is pretty generic, but I do love the fact that they feature Beachhead on it, my favorite G.I. Joe. Here's our three figures out of the package. Here's Hit and Run, the G.I. Joe infantry trooper. He's famous for having the green face paint on his original figure, and this one is more of a gray nighttime, or maybe urban camo look. So he's got gray skin face paint here, and a gray uniform. It's interesting, he's got these bright red patches underneath his arms there. Kind of makes him stand out a little bit for otherwise a pretty bland looking figure. I know not everyone's wild about that gray face paint. Some people have said he looks a little bit like a zombie. It's a little bit much, I think, but he's kind of a cool figure. I don't know, I kind of like the gray uniform. It's very different from his usual green that we see him in. It's kind of maybe a Night Force version. I don't know. I'm still not sure about the red. I don't mind the red goggles because that looks maybe night vision-y. But the red under the arms is a little bit odd. You can see he's got a really nice vest here. He has a removable pistol right there. He comes with a large gun. He's got a backpack. Of course, the goggles are removable from his helmet. And it's kind of neat that they make those removable, but there's no real point to it. You know, you can't really put them on him because they're so big to fit on the helmet. He can't wear them. You could put them around his neck, I guess. He's got black hair that's, it seems like he's a bald figure that they painted some hair on, so there's no real detail there with that. I'm not super wild about that fact. And then he's got a knife and a pistol there on his leg. And of course he's got the Hit and Run figure stand, and I like how the 50th anniversary guys have the brass color painted on their stands. There's a quick glimpse at Hit and Run's file card. Here's the Torpedo figure all geared up. He's got a pretty traditional uniform for Torpedo, the black and gray wetsuit. He has a mask here that has wires coming off of it like the oxygen tubes. But I don't see how they connect to his backpack. I'm not sure if this backpack is from a different figure than the mask is, or if I'm just missing something. But I don't see how to connect it. But the mask is removable. He comes with his spear gun and a machine gun. He's got a little knife on his waist there. And he's got really nice flippers that fit on his feet there. They're actually articulated, as you can see. You throw his mask back on for a second. I like how it's got the transparent visor there, but I don't see where the hoses connect to the backpack. The backpack has these little pins here, but it's not that type of hose. You know, this hose has a pin on its own for plugging into something, and I didn't see anything on this back. Oh, wait. There it is. There it is. Alright, I figured it out. It pegs into the back of the backpack right there on each side. That works a little bit better. It does kind of fight you a little bit on posing his head, but it's not too bad. Torpedo's file card. And of course we got the villain of the set, Zartan, who I think is a really nice representation. Looks pretty much like his vintage character. Some slight updates. So I'm real happy with him. Comes with this crossbow. I think we saw this before with Night Creeper. It's a pretty cool accessory. I don't know. I'd rather him come with a bow, an actual bow and arrow. But he does have his more traditional Zartan pistol type weapon there in his hip holster. He's got a little knife. He comes with the cool backpack that opens up. Inside it you can store a mask. He comes with the mask that looks a lot like his vintage mask. And just like that one, just sort of goes on over his face and hooks into that hood, making him a nondescript looking guy. He also has a Duke mask. Carry on, Joes. And he has a Storm Shadow mask. And if you've read the G.I.Joe comics, you know that there's an important plot point in which he disguised himself as Storm Shadow quite a while back. But it had very big a big impact or ripple effect on the G.I.Joe universe. I really do like the pads on Zartan. He's got his typical shoulder pads there. He's got his chest armor. He's got pads on his thighs that I think look really cool. And then he's got neat shin and knee pads there as well. I did end up having one issue with this set. Take a look at this elbow here. You see how it kind of curves around? The top of the upper arm here curves. Do you see they used the same shoulder piece? I think this is a defect from the factory. So my Zartan's arm, I can bend it backwards, and I can sort of bend it forward, but it's totally pushing against that piece there. So I think this was a quality control error. Hopefully this didn't happen to everybody's Zartans. I may contact Hasbro and see if I can get that replaced. I have actually had good luck in the past with them. I think only once I had an issue, but I had a figure that came with two of the same hand. So like it was the same fist, the one was upside down, and they were able to send me a replacement. So I'm going to see if I can get that taken care of, just because this Zartan figure is my favorite one from the set. He was really the reason I wanted to buy it. And it stinks to get a defective figure. Zartan's file card. This has been an Action Figure Adventures video. Do Baby Skeletor a favor, hit that like and subscribe button.